Always stand up for yourself, no matter what. Hey yo, I'm DT and y'all the fam, and this is Fam Talk. So let's do what? Let's talk about it. Today's episode, let me give y'all a story of something that just recently happened, of me standing up for myself and me not backing down. I recently just got released from a company. From at the time of this recording, I recently just got released from like the job I was working at, and this is why. A week prior, I was given a verbal warning, and the reason I was getting the verbal warning was because I missed the day due to a family emergency. I missed the day on August 13th for a family emergency. I missed, I think was it the 27th, which was a Monday, and I worked half the day Tuesday. I missed the Monday because I had a sinus infection. And then Tuesday, I only worked half a day because I had to get a COVID test to prove I didn't have COVID to come back. Cool. HR, my plant manager, gave me the verbal. I already knew it wasn't them. So I walk up to the VP or the director of operations, whatever you want to call him. Walk up to him. I press him. Look, I don't mind the write-up, but however, you need to let me know before. I was not informed that I'll be penalized for this right here. So we have a good 30-minute talk, and I let him know, hey, you just gave me a verbal warning. This is your verbal warning. I do not have to be here. I don't have to work here. I have many options. I know my worth. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of doing. It says, like once again, I'm a man of morals and principles and standards. I don't mind the write-up. I do not, that's cool. The verbal warning. And see, the thing is this though, side note, a verbal warning is verbal. Like, I need people to be kind of a little bit educated. If you sit and you sign documentation that you got a warning or whatever, that's still a write-up. Whether if it's a verbal warning or not, if you sign documentation, that's still a write-up. And what companies like to do is this. Companies like to do little things like that to, in case you ask for a raise or you ask for a bump up or for evaluation, they'll just say, you know what, on this day right here, this happened, so I can't give you a full raise because you showed this right here. So okay, cool. So I told him, I said, look, I felt like I was blindsided. I still would have took off, but I didn't know. I would need to know that there was consequences of it. And what they're doing is they're and it's him specifically. What they're doing is they have brought back the point system without telling anybody the point system is back. Because I asked them directly, I said, hey, is there partners? Do we have the point system? No, it's not the point system. I said, okay, then what's going on? Well, we're trying to nip things in the bud. I said, no, if I've been here for 6 months straight, and I've never taken off, and I've always worked, I've always done this. That's some words of grace with a favor. So I pressed them. I looked them face to face, eyeball to eyeball. And you can see the anger and the frustration in my eyes. And I did not raise my voice. I let them know, hey, cool, I just needed an understanding. So that happens. I talked to my plant manager. I talked to my HR. I explained to him, I said, look, blase, whoop de whoop. It's like, don't worry about it. We're gonna do this. So, oh behold, yesterday to the day of this recording, I don't know when I'm gonna release it, but to the day before this recording, yesterday, I wake up in like 12 o'clock in the morning, and it feel like I'm having a heart attack. I feel pressure on my chest, squeezing on my heart, my blood pressure's up. I calm myself down, I get up, I go to my car. Somebody broke in my car, stole a couple things. Cool. I tell the job, say, hey, I won't be in today. I need to file a peace report. What he does is, he immediately says, you know what? Can you come in afterwards? I don't respond. Then, oh man, it sounds horrible. It's like he realized that he messed up. He realized how insensitive, how inhumane he was. But I just ignored it. I had the work keys, so I didn't have to go back up there, go to the work keys. I take it up there. I pulled him to the office and said, look, I have these issues. I'm taking off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm not coming back to Monday. Whatever consequences you have for me, I will deal with them then. But this is what I'm going to do. I have PTO. You're not going to tell me what I can do yesterday. And see, the thing is though, I always recommend understanding the game. That's the reason when I had the conversation with them, like, I need to understand the rules of the game that we are playing. And once I understand the rules of what we're playing, of the game that we're playing, we're going to play. And see, the thing is though, it is chess, not checkers. The reason the VP is pushing and the whole company got verbal warnings over stupid stuff. Like, you had a person who was a minute late who lives an hour away. You have a person who was driving and then his wife had a flat tire. He had to turn around. They gave verbal warnings for that. And also in that conversation, when I confronted him about the verbal warning, he told me verbatim that the company is more important than my family. Cool, we have an understanding. So the verbal warning was a way of, my chest is up, I am a man, I'm dominant. My response is said, yeah, I don't have to be here. That's my response, saying that little funky little power you think you have, you don't have. This is called mental gymnastics. When you're in corporate America, or when you're working for a company, or when you're dealing with people, dealing with businesses, you need to understand how to play the game. That's the reason, like, I didn't get upset with HR, I didn't get upset with the plant manager because I knew it wasn't them. I went directly to the source. What up? Because I needed him to tell me verbatim out of his mouth, because I needed him to hear, this is what you're doing. Cool, let's play ball. So when I came, like I said, when I walked in, this is what I'm going to do, and whatever consequences that you have for me, I will take. Which also, again, takes the power from him, because he thinks that I'm afraid to get fired. He thinks that I'm replaceable. Cool. So what we do is, he said, hey, let's talk in the office. He come in the office, what he does is he shut the door behind. When he shut the door behind, I already know what's about to happen. The manager, like the most professional way of doing it is, hey, I understand what's going on, go home, we'll talk about this Monday when you get back. Now I showed him my blood pressure was up. This hand was swollen, and this hand was a little bit small. Wasn't swollen. We sit down, and I explained to him and said, hey, this is what it is, boom, 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 boom. So he knows that the night before, I almost had a heart attack. He knows that my blood pressure is up. He knows that I've been robbed. You're dealing with a guy who's under a lot of pressure, who has to take care of his personal life. And if my personal life isn't together, I cannot take care of the work life. Sometimes, and now I'm already stressed, I'm already tired, I'm already fatigued, and I'm still coming in working anyway. He's already established that we care about, the company care about itself and not you. Cool beans, I understand that. I know the rules, I'm good with that. So we're talking, and out the blue he asked me, are you vaccinated? Which is, number one, illegal. Okay, which that's a whole nother thing, you gotta do your research on that. Are you vaccinated? I said, no. Well, you need to get a mask on. I stopped, I said, really? He said, yes, it's against the rules. I said, I said, you know what? You care more about these rules than my life. I'm done. I'm putting my 2 weeks notice in today, and I'm done. I get up, I walk away. As I'm walking away, yells, "We're not done." I say, "We are." I walk up a little more distance. "Hey, we're not done." His voice is elevating. I'm still calm. "We're not done." He stands up, because I can hear him stand up. "You know what? Just don't come back." I turn around and yell, "Who the fuck are you talking to, you bitch ass little boy?" Now, so don't try to be a fucking man now, because I'm not in that room. Sit your bitch ass down. Fuck you, you pussy. And I looked at him. He didn't say shit. Looked at him again. "Fuck you." Then after that, I looked to the left, looked to the right. I noticed that all the other office managers are like. I said, "I apologize for being loud," and I walk off and I lead. The thing is this though, remember, this is still mental gymnastics, right? What I did, I clearly said, "You just told me through your actions and through your words, you care more about the rules than my life." And the reason he brought up the vaccination was because, once again, I still pressed him. I explained to him, I said, "Hey, I'm working, I had only had 2 or 3 days, 3 off days throughout the whole month. I worked Saturday, Sunday." "Why do you work Saturday, Sunday?" "Because I had to get caught up. I worked Sunday because I had to train." And I told him, "This is why. Because you did not put me in a position to be successful. I bring my homeboy in, I train him. I'm supposed to have a month to train him. I train him for 2 days. He has nothing, he don't know anything about the business. They pull me and put me in another room. The guy who taught me don't really remember everything, so my friend comes to me. Now I'm training and I'm trying to be trained at the exact same time. That's a lot of pressure to throw on somebody. Cool, I can handle that. And because I won't say some stuff that happened, but some things that wasn't supposed to happen that's against protocol happened with the company. And when I called him out on that, he had no answer. And because he's a man of pride, and I've already established the fact that there's nothing you can do to me that can hurt me. That little power that you think you have, you don't have. Like you don't have that little power that you think you have. That power that you think you have is not there. See, people think that money is the ultimate equalizer. People think that your position is equalized. That works for people who don't know who they are. That's reason with the 5-minute videos, I'm explaining it as in know who you are. When you know who you are, you can stand back and say, "You know what? My work ethic is ridiculous. I joke, I laugh, I play. I shoot the breeze at times. But every time you walk back in my department was good. And the one time my department did fall back, it wasn't my fault. It was because the machine and stuff was down. Outside of that, my department was damn near flawless. I'm a man of integrity. My dad taught me this. You have 2 things. You have your work ethic and your integrity. The Bible says that, guess what? Your name is more important than silver and gold. It is important to make sure that your work ethic is on point and that you keep your word. And once again, I told him that in the verbal warning. See, he didn't know that I gave him a verbal warning. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm letting you know, leave me alone. And so once again, when I pressed him about that issue, he had nothing to say. So he had what is it? Sign language. The end is the need to be right. He needed to be right. And then when he pulled that out, I said, "You care more about the rules than my life." And I paused. Give him time to think about what I said. I'm done. I'm putting my 2 weeks notice in. I do. Checkmate. And the reason, well, DT, you should have went back and listened to him. No, because he exposed who he was. Last week he told me, the company was more important than my like the company was more important than my family. Then he told me, right then, the company rules are more important than my health. He brought me in the room not to tell me I go home. He brought me in the room to convince me to work through the issues. How insensitive, how inhumane, how... That means you don't look at me as a human being, you look at me as a machine. I can't work for somebody who views me as a machine. Yes, companies expect for you to put the company first. I get that. That's not the argument. But you need to understand that if a person is not mentally there, you can't do the job. So what happens if I work and I have a stroke? I can sue the company. He's really stupid. He's really dumb. And what that comes from a person who sit and read a script. A script. Yeah, he reads a script. S-R-I-P-T. Script. And he's been taught that, guess what, this is like, you when they say this, you say this. They say this. No. He didn't understand that he was dealing with a very intelligent young man who's been through a lot and who knows that game, who knows that script better than he do. He was outmatched. Whatever he would have told me now would have made me mad, and I would have been in the proximity to bust him punch him in his mouth. Because that's already disrespectful. You should have just left it alone. Talk to me Monday. You know I have all this stuff going on. You know I'm frustrated, I'm angry. Now my anger is gonna be headed towards him. And so as a man, because he felt powerless, I put him on 2 weeks notice. I said, I'm done. That's the whole thing. You get fired from job. You know what? I'm not fired. I quit. Well, guess what? Because they put me down as involuntary leave. I was fired for insubordination. I can file for unemployment if I choose. If I choose to, I can file. So, I'm still able to take money from the company. I still get paid for it if I choose to. And it's crazy because I ask myself, were you over emotional? And I reviewed it over and over and over. Over and over and over. I was not over emotional. I was standing up for myself. Well, DC, how was you doing that? Because at the end, like I said, you could hear him stand up. His chest is up. You know what? He wanted to deepen his voice. You know what? Don't come back. He's thinking he's still going to win. No. Verbatim. Who the fuck are you talking to, you bitch ass little boy? You are a fucking pussy. Don't try to stand up now since I'm out. Don't try to be a man now since I'm out the room. Because when I was in that room, he did not move that way. It was back. It wasn't aggressive. Keep that same energy. And with that said, look, checkmate, you cannot beat me. You have no power over me because I know who I am. A person who knows their identity is one of the most dangerous people in the world. And it's funny because I'm still strategic. I get into the group because I already know he's gonna paint the narrative a certain way. So what I do is I hop in our company group message where everybody sees. I said, hey guys, I'm no longer with the company. I will not go in detail. I said, However, I cannot work for someone who tells me the company is more important than my family and my health. I said, I apologize to people in the office for the profanity. However, disrespect will never be tolerated. I enjoyed working with you guys. Did you know this bastard went and lied and told a friend of mine, who I've already told the story to, talking about, man, I told him to get the hell out. And he looked at him and laughed. Because he was like, you know what? The only reason, once again, when he said, you know what, don't come back, I was about 20 feet away from him. And I guess he didn't think I was going to turn around. You see, the thing is this though, I come to work, I laugh, I joke, I kid all the time, I play. But I tell people this all the time, I'm a Birmingham East Side nigga, and that is always in effect at all times. A friend of mine told my coworkers, there's three types of people in this world. There's a person who will beat you up, pick you up, dust you off, and shake your hands. Did you learn your lesson? He said there's a person who will beat you up, look on the ground, and ask you, did you learn your lesson? You didn't say no. He'll continue, and then he'll sit and pick you up and shake your hand. He said there's a person who will beat you to the end of the life and watch you bleed to death. He said DT is that person that will watch you bleed to death. And I'm not saying revert to violence, because violence is a answer. It is a answer. And the reason violence is an answer is because guess what? Violence put people in a place. The reason people are afraid of police because the police have the ability to be violent against you, but you cannot be violent against them. They use violence. Because if you watch, they're going to use force. They're going to grab you. They're going to pin you down. They can do something to you. So violence is an option. But there's a need. It's mental gymnastics. And I'm not trying to sit and, I'm hoping whoever watched this episode can learn the manipulation and understand that, guess what, stand on your own. The minute I came home, guess what, I text somebody. Let me see if I got it. I text somebody immediately, say, yo, I text them and say, hey, this is Dave, y'all hiring? You have to put in the application. Temp service, text messages all day. We're hiring. I was with that company for 6 months and I was promoted twice within 6 months. I know my worth. I know who I am. And when you know who you are, you can stand on who you are. And that's the purpose of the video. Do not allow anybody to bully you. Because what makes me mad about him is the fact that he will sit and walk to another employee who has autism and tell him, hey, if you do this, you make this mistake again, you will get fired. He's a bully. I like playing with bullies. Before y'all should say, DT, you a big guy. The guy is the same size as me. He's only his shoulders are probably about right here to mine. He's just taller than me. His shoulders are only about right there. So it's just at the end of the day, if you're a man of morals and principles and standards and you have a code you live by, I told somebody, I said, you know what, I don't know other people's, what does he call it? I don't know other people's boundaries. I know mine. And as long as you don't cross my boundaries, we're good. But I will tell you what my boundaries are. Remember, I said that first conversation was a verbal warning. The second one was action. If there would have been a third one, then it would have been violence. Because at this point now, you're threatening my livelihood. But I didn't have to get to that point. But if you agree, you agree. You disagree, let me know. Either way, go comment, like, and subscribe. I feel like this episode was kind of dark. Anyway, we'll do something joyful tomorrow. With that being said, peace.